Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live. Sans coffee. Oh, I didn't plan that very well, folks. That gives you a little bit of an insight into my level of tiredness today. I hope you're all doing really well. Have you missed me? I love that Robbie Williams song that starts with, hello, have you missed me? I know I'm hard to resist. Hey Sandy, how are you? Happy Friday. So my daughter is just sitting over here to my right hand and she's looked over at me and she says, Mum, you don't even look like you today. I said, yes, well, that is the thing. Like, I haven't had my hair worn like this for maybe 2 years, I think. So go easy on me, friends. We're in hair rehab still. So we're just still trying to grow it. All right, so welcome again. All right, I'm going to stop waffling and just get stuck into this. I was trying to share, trying to get my computer to do the things, and it's just being a little bit slow, which is somewhat annoying. Let's see if I can make it happen a bit faster. And the laptop, the tripod that's attached to my desk is a little bit wobbly, so I apologize for that. What are you guys celebrating? Just while I'm getting this sorted, what are you celebrating? Where are you dialing in from today? What's happening in your world? Is it warm? Is it cold? Have you had an amazing week? We've had a really great week. So just while I'm getting this shared, I said farewell to our Rebel Squad rebels this morning. We disembarked our boat, our ship of awesomeness, and everybody is off on their way home, whether they're local or whether they're heading off back to the Gold Coast, Melbourne, back to all of their families. It's been a really amazing week. And the thing that I was really reminded of, I can't share it from there, that's so annoying. The thing that I was reminded of this week is just the importance of giving yourself the time and the space to be able to work on your business, not only always in your business. And not everybody really understands that. So working in your business is when you're doing the do, right? You're seeing clients, you're doing things, you're servicing, you're managing customer expectations, you're replying to emails, you're working in your business doing the things. And the thing that's often really not prioritized, for want of a better word, is the finding the space to work on your business. So that's about thinking about it strategically, about getting into that mind frame where you're able to actually look somewhere into the future and, decide what it is that the plans are going to be. And I'm not going to stop touching my hair. I'm just saying, because it's driving me nuts. I've just washed it and it's all fluffy McFluff. So anyway. So it's really important to have the time and the space to work on your business, to get really clear on where you're going, because there are times where, you guys all know this, where business can become really freaking hard. And it is so crucial and critical that you have a reset, I would suggest every 3 to 4 months, where you can actually not think about or the need of servicing your clients, helping your team, but actually working on your business. Now, the thing that we've seen this week is that people have got so much clarity. They're in action. They know what they're doing. They've made some really big changes already that's going to serve them and help them from not just in the foreseeable future, but certainly forever. Like the things that they've learned, I know that wholeheartedly. So it's really exciting. The thing that I also find really exciting this week, I was talking to someone else who was not on the retreat, which is, I use the word retreat. We worked. We had some playtime as well, but we really worked while we were away. And I was chatting to someone while we were on the retreat. So this person was not there. Just if anybody of you who are anyone who was on the retreat, if you're thinking, oh, it was me, it's not you. For any of you trying to work out who I'm talking about, it was not someone who was on retreat. So I was talking with somebody this week about how they are being productive and how they're doing things, how they're treating money, how they're treating their business and things like that. And one of the questions I asked them, and I very strongly encourage you to write this down. Let me know when you've written it down. Get your pens ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? The question I want you to ask yourself is, am I willing to go all in? Right? Am I willing to go all in? Now, that raises the next question of like, what does all in look like? Well, that is what you're also going to then journal on. So am I willing to go all in? Most of us are going to say yes. We're entrepreneurs. We're highly resourceful, probably type A personalities. And for a lot of you, you're willing to go in. You're willing to do what it takes. But the default response there is like, oh, but what do I have to do? I have to do more. You don't always have to do more in order to go all in, right? So the going all in, the question of, well, what does that mean? What does that even look like? You need to work what that out is for you. So for me, going all in is kind of just going, okay, I am going to show up. I am going to bring in so much more energy. Yes, there is more energy. The ladies and Jeremy, so the ladies and gentlemen who are away with me this week, they will attest to the fact that, there is a higher level of energy to me than just what you guys see through the camera. I am like this pretty much all day, every day until 9 o'clock kicks in and I'm like, okay, I love you. I'm going to bed now. I was like, go, and then done. And I have always worked that way, and I no longer apologize for working that way. It's just how I roll. So to me, going all in is kind of like, all right, I'm just going to bring this energy into everything that I do, my level of excitement, my level of certainty, this level of just going like, yes, like this, just yes, this is going to be freaking amazing. I'm going to go and do the promoting. I'm going to write. I'm going to journal. I'm going to really coach to the best of my ability. I'm going to give it my all, right? And so for me, going all in isn't necessarily for me an increased level of activity. And if you are already being visible, right? So if you are already putting up your posts, you're doing your calls to action, you're out there, you're turning up and showing up. Maybe you're already busy. All in doesn't mean increase your activity, hustle harder. It's not about increasing necessarily your level of production. If you are only posting 1 or 2 times a day, or, worse than that, I almost don't want to say it, but if you're only posting a few times a week, then you are going to have to do more. You're going to have to suck it up, princess, and do more if you actually want to get what you want. And that's that all in thing. What are you willing to do? And what does all in look like? Right. So I was having this conversation with a woman this week, and we were talking about what all in looks like for her and what she would be doing and who would she be being. And something that was really interesting that came up was she said, it is a lady, she said, well, I guess I just have to accept that this is who I am. This is my personality. And I've just gone, actually, that is bullshit. That is total horseshit. You are completely selling yourself short. Because, we all love a good behavioral profile tool or a diagnostic tool that gives us a little bit of an insight into our psyche and our personality. But sometimes what people do is they'll go, oh, I'm this kind of person. I have this type of personality. I can't work more than 5 hours a day, or I can't be around people all day, or I can't possibly make more money, or doing all of this stuff makes me tired, or, I'm just going to be stuck in this poverty cycle mentality, or I just can't blah, blah, blah. And the thing is that these personality profiles and the behavior profiles and the diagnostics and the tools are interesting for an insight. But the second that you say, yes, that I can't do that because that's not how I'm wired, that is you choosing to buy into a limiting belief or a limiting behavior if you're using it as an excuse. So in this particular instance, we were chatting and I said, do you think you've been using this as an excuse, as a reason to not be able to move forward? And she said, oh my God, you are right. I said, I usually am. And I didn't say that to her, but you and I both know that I'm usually right. And it was just a really interesting thing because it was this kind of this new thought that acted a bit like a pattern interrupt. It was like, oh, right, yes, I can choose something different. So I know for me, oh, and actually, just as an aside before I go there, like with every diagnostic tool, with every behavior profiling tool or quiz or, anything, there's usually a resourceful behavior or a resourceful, helpful way of being that supports that. And then there's the unresourceful way of being that really doesn't support that. So, right. So from a behavior profiling perspective, I am in business, I'm a D. Like if we talk about disc profiling, behavior profiling, I'm a D. I make decisions really fast. I don't need to know all the detail. I'm just like, yep, is this going to help? Bang, 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 I'm in. But you can also, if you're an unresourceful D type person, you can be snappy. You can be a little bit, when you're under pressure, you can come across really arrogant, egotistical, like you don't give a flying shit about anybody else or what they think or what their feelings are. It's just like bang, 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 go and get this shit done. Don't talk to me, blah, 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 blah. Now, I've got a friend of mine who is a high D. And she knows that she is a high D. So the way that she is, when she's under pressure, she has to have a really high level of cognitive awareness around how she is behaving so that she can adjust it so that she is being resourceful. Because otherwise you're just going to get all your team offside, your family offside, your people offside, your clients offside, and things like that. I'm a high I naturally. So for me, if I'm just like, jibber jabber Cindy, I've got all of the words, I've got all of the stories, I love being around other people. When I'm in my comfort zone, I quite enjoy being the center of attention, but I also like everybody else to have their time in the spotlight as well. I'm like, where's the party at? Let's go do the things. Like classic example, last night at dinner, we were all laughing and carrying on, and I very easily could have stayed there for another hour, interacting, having fun, and really being immersed in the environment with clients out at dinner. It was so much fun. It was awesome. However, if I was being an unresourceful I would be talking over the top of everybody, not listening to what everyone else is saying. I would be just giving all of my own stories and almost like treading over people to make sure that I was being the center of attention. Now, quite clearly that is unresourceful, and it's really an asshole behavior. If I turned around and said, I can't help it, it's just the way I am, then I would be using that as an excuse and a way to validate a really shitty behavior choice, right? If I said, oh, look, I don't ever finish anything because I just get distracted by all of the shiny things and whatever else, then that is an unresourceful way. I can't turn around then and say, I'm just doing my I thing. I'm just being an I personality. It's just my behavior. It's just how I'm wired. It's bullshit. Right? It is total bullshit. It is a choice. So the thing that I really want you to consider is, are you buying in to any of your own bullshit stories about who you are? And are they helping you or are they hindering you? Are they helping you progress in your career, in your business, in your marketing, in your visibility, in your development, in your own personal growth? Or are they allowing you to stay stuck? Are you choosing to stay stuck? And it's really curious because I've had this conversation actually with a few people over the last couple of weeks. It's just like, wow, yes, until you're willing to go, you know what? And I've had this conversation with myself actually only just in this last couple of weeks as well. You know what? My excuses are complete bullshit. I can do anything that I want. I can have anything that I want. I can be whoever I want. Every single thing is a choice. Your responsibility is to yourself, to being the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. Your obligation to you is to show up and be the best version of you online that you can be in your visibility efforts. The best thing that you can do is to obviously show up and be you. But if you identify that there is something that you're kind of like a reason or an excuse that is continuously coming along, like, I've just always got these money blocks, or let's say that you've got no money in your purse, right? And you just say, oh, you know what? I'm just no good at making money. I'm just no good at retaining money. I'm a really bad spender. that's further reinforcing that behavior. My archetype tells me that I just go and throw the money away. Hi, Gerda. My archetypes are like, I'm an accumulator. I can't possibly go out and spend any money. Well, is that helping you or is that hindering you? Hey, Jess, is it serving you or is it keeping you stuck? Now, you might hate the position that you're in at the moment. You might hate not having the number of clients that you want. Maybe you don't like the fact that you're making $1 million a year when you want to make 10 million a year. Maybe you're pissed off that you're stuck at 150,000 a year versus being at $500,000. Maybe you're cross and grumpy because you're stuck in a job, note all the words, that you're stuck in a job and you really want to get out and do the things. The more you decide that that is true, the more stuck you are going to remain. Right? And it's not until you decide to flick that switch, and it's really that easy. Simple. It's really that simple. Where you have to really draw, and I talked about this the other day, where you flick the switch, you draw the line in the sand, and you decide, you know what? This is who I am. I am going to go all in, and I am not going to buy into my own bullshit stories around why I can't do something, why I can't have something, why I can't be something, because you have the power of choice in your hands. Even when it feels like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Even when it feels like you're stuck, then you are if you don't make a different choice to get out of that, then you are choosing to remain stuck. And the thing is the next question that comes up is, but why do I do that? The reason you stay stuck and the reason you allow yourself to buy in to the bullshit stories around perhaps the diagnostic of your behavior profile, or what the Enneagram says, or what the money archetypes say, or what the quiz profile says, and all this other stuff, you buy into that and you give yourself a way out. It's classic self-sabotage, and it keeps you safe even when you don't like the circumstances, right? So the things around with that is well, why do I keep doing this? Because it's familiar, right? Because the current money that you are bringing into your business right now is familiar. You know the struggle. You know how hard it is. You know what's coming. If you keep repeating this behavior that you're repeating right now, then you know exactly what next month is going to look like. You are creating a sense of certainty, and it's a basic core human need. Certainty is a basic human need. We are all wired to look for certainty. But if you are not getting the results that you want, you are meeting your need for certainty in an unresourceful way, right? And you've just got to make a different choice. So here's the deal, my friends. Here's what I need you to do. Well, only if you want to get unstuck, right? Only if you want to change the way perhaps that you're showing up, if you want to change the results, if you want to change the money in your account, if you want to change your health, if you want to change your body, if you want to change the way that you interact with your children, if you want to change the way that you show up online, you've got to make a different choice. And then you've got to fucking stick to it, right? And that's the kicker. Yeah, that's the hard, this is where the hard bit kicks in, is making that choice and then sticking to it. So here's what you need to do. You need to go, all right, what am I willing to do in order to go all in? What does all in look like, and what am I willing to do? And then, is there anything that's going to get in the way? And you need to journal on this, or have a coach or a mentor who can help you and guide you through all of this, right? So the thing that you have to do is go, all right, so what does all in look like? How am I going to make this happen? What am I willing to do? What am I unwilling to do? Because that is an equally important question, all right? And then from there, you can go, okay, bang, bang, bang. Am I actually willing to do this? And at that point, you will almost feel in your physical body, you will almost feel like it feels like the cracking open of a gilded cage, right? The familiar certainty gilded cage where you go like crack, 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 open, so that you can then unleash yourself into the world. So that you can then come out here with all of the passion, all of the motivation, all of the inspiration, all of the wise words, all of the things that you want to share with your people, the person that you really want to be. You just go, let's just go see what freaking happens. And, you know, let's have a whole lot of fun while we do that. And then you've just got to keep following through. And the reason that that's so important is because obviously you've got people to help. You've got money to make. You've got clients to serve. You've got your family to help. You've got dreams to achieve. The thing you've got to keep doing is every day, am I willing to go all in today? Am I willing to back myself today? Am I willing to, you know, to be the person that is whatever you're making right now, right? Whatever you are turning over in your businesses right now, say it's $100,000, say it's $50,000, say it's $500,000, whatever it is, go, all right, am I willing to be the person that is going to make whatever double that figure is? You know, who does that need to be? How do I need to approach this? And then you've just got to get out there and freaking do it. So most of our excuses are bullshit, right? It's just our little lizard brain trying to keep us safe, trying to keep us certain, try and keep us in the familiar, even if it is fucking uncomfortable, right? And if you're not getting what you want, as you know, as safe as you might feel, it's not where you are destined to be. You deserve so much more. Your clients deserve so much more. Your people deserve so much more. Your family deserves so much more. You deserve so much more. So there you go, my friends. Rah! Bit of a kick in the pants Friday, following on from, you know, being filled with people in a room this week who have just continued to lift and embrace the uncomfortable. And oh my God, you know, we've been met with some resistance this week, but they just go, okay, yep, you know what? I'm willing to step out. I'm willing to step up. I'm willing to step in. I'm willing to be the person that is out there doing the things so that you can help the people that you're here to help. And until you're going to do that, nothing is going to fucking change. You're just going to stay safe, secure, and in the familiar, and complaining in a year's time that you're not where you want to be. So you've got to do something different. Different choices, different behaviors. Don't buy into your own bullshit. There you go. I trust that was important for some of you to hear today. So let me know what comes up for you. I'd be really, really curious to hear what comes up for you as you're working through that process and as you're thinking about it and journaling about it. And, you know, let me know what you're willing to do. And it's not about necessarily it's not about buying something. It's not about enrolling a new program. It's not about, you know, this, that, like all of that stuff. It's not about spending money. It's about who are you willing to be and how are you willing to be in order to get what it is that you want. Because it's not always more about just doing more. Yep. Cool. All right. So my friends, we've got the 5-day challenge starting on Monday. I'm about to go live in the group over there very shortly and get them prepped for our kickstart on Monday. So if you are not in the 5-day challenge yet, the link is www.nicolajmaras.com/challenge. Get yourself in there. It's free. I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about how to create basically how to create your $1 million content plan and actually implement it. I've made millions of dollars online through showing up, through creating content. So I think there might be a thing or two that you can take away from next week and use it to really ratchet it up and achieve the results that you want. All right, guys, get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it, and remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. Happy Friday. I will see you on Monday.